going the distance with local sports. This is the xSports Network.
Great food is just a short drive to Hinie's BBQ in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Hinie in town. When you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Hinie Shine lemonade and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Hinie sauces, snacks, and more. Hinie's BBQ, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
It's never too late to change your career or to go back to school. The decision to go back to school wasn't easy. Look at me, a wife, a mother, a degree in dental for 17 years. But here I am at LTC, studying towards a career in cosmetology, and it's been the best decision I have ever made.
Truett's Garage Doors in Leoma, Tennessee is your one-stop for new garage door installations for all commercial and residential buildings, plus they offer full service on all existing doors. Need a new garage door opener? Truett's Garage Doors has you covered. As an Amar Gold and LiftMaster dealer, Truett's Garage Doors offers the best pricing anywhere in the area. A family-owned and operated business, Truett's Garage Doors has been helping Tennessee and Alabama residents since 1999. Call the pros today at Truett's Garage Doors, 931-201-6464.
A local law firm respected throughout the state. Generations of clients have turned to Boston, Holt, and Durham since 1948. We assist individuals and businesses with their legal needs, including real estate, property closings, personal injury, employment discrimination, and family law. Our clients get the personal attention and convenience of a hometown law firm with the resources and ability to handle any case. Come see us at Boston, Holt, and Durham.
From the xSports Network, this is xSports Live, presented by Hinie's BBQ.
And welcome everybody here to xSports Live, brought to you by Hinie's BBQ from Hinie's BBQ. We're starting off the show with our guest here this evening. We are joined by members of the Summertown Bass team and got the head coach here, Jeffrey Cothran, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, Jeffrey, why don't you introduce the rest of the members here of your team?
Go down the line. Say your name as you go.
Elijah Huckabee. Landon Rupert. Ryder Blackwood. Cannon Smith.
We're joined also by Dusty Kaiser as well. This might be the most excited I've ever seen Dusty about a subject as we're talking about them.
It is, just old country boy, man. I was raised fishing, and like I was talking off air, we didn't have this when we was in high school. I would have never played any high school sports if we'd had fishing. I mean, that's just honest truth. That's how much I love bass fishing.
Yeah, you used to be a competitive
I used
bass
to tournament
fisher
bass
as well.
fish. Yes, I did. My fishing partner's probably watching Kyle Bailey. He's from Summertown.
Yeah.
That was my fishing partner for a lot of years.
I know Kyle well.
We'll go ahead. No, you go.
Yeah, bass fishing it helped my kids. My two boys fished for 7 years from Mount Pleasant. My oldest one was one of the founding members of that team.
Okay.
And we fished all the way through until he graduated. And then my youngest boy, we fished for another couple of years. It helped both of those kids. Neither one of them liked the traditional sport, but they love to fish. They love outdoors. So they gave them a home, they gave them a place, and gave them something to do. So it was a great help for both of them. Kept them in the books, but also gave them something else to do.
Right. Just getting started. So I see you're coach, right?
Yes, sir.
So, and I know y'all can only have two in a boat with a coach.
With a captain, yeah.
Or captain. So, y'all, who goes with who? Or like, are y'all a team? Y'all two a team,
Yes,
or just?
Me and Cannon are a team.
And it's Ryder and Flashin. And then you're a captain for?
I'm not a captain.
Okay.
My stepdaughter was going to fish, and then her partner dropped out, so now I'm kind of just over it at the moment. But their parents swap up captain.
Okay.
Our junior team, Ollie and Caden, their grandfather, he's their captain.
Okay.
And then we have one more boat that's about to enter the realm, and then I will be that captain for that boat.
So go over the rules so people at home that are watching that knows about bass fishing. Most of the time it's two people in a boat. But now with this captain, kind of give me the rules on, the captain can't do a whole lot, right?
Captain can't do, for high school, captain can't do anything but drive. You can't touch a rod, can't touch anything while you're fishing. All you can really do is drive. You can't net a fish. Unless you have one kid in the boat where you're handicapped, then you can net. Can't run a trolling motor. Pretty much all you're at the mercy to do is take them where they want to be. You can coach them.
Right.
Hey man, throw it over that log right there, do this, do that, put this on. You can do that, but that's really all you can do.
Now, do y'all fish in traditional like 8-10 hour tournaments?
Yeah. Yep. Usually the first flight, we do it in flights. It's usually somewhere around a 200 field, give or take. Depends on what tournament we're at. If it's for a state tournament, it's usually 200 to 250, and they'll do 25 boat flights. And what that means is your first flight will leave at safe daylight. It takes about 20 minutes to get them through, so they'll come back at 2:30. The next flight will do 2:45, and so on and so on. But yeah, it's traditional. It's a long day, a long day, and a lot of cold, wet days.
So yeah, I was sitting here looking at the schedule and some of that. Yeah, you getting into some early cool mornings.
Yes, sir.
And so I'm gonna ask you, what's your favorite lake?
Probably Pickwick. I like Pickwick too. Pickwick or Wilson. It's got to be Kentucky for me.
Really? Hey, let's go over and catch some spots.
Probably Wilson.
Wilson, yeah. And I see y'all travel. Y'all do get to fish in Alabama a little bit, it looks like. But I mean, mainly it's lakes that we don't get an opportunity to go fish.
Yeah.
So do y'all get to practice? Is there like off limits?
You get to practice. You can practice up to the day before. The day before, you got to be off the water at a certain time. Depends on what tournament it is. Some tournaments is 7 p.m., some of them is 4 p.m.
Right.
If it's a national tournament, which is not on that schedule, it's usually at 4 p.m. There's 4 national tournaments this year, and forgive me if I'm fixing to butcher this, but one of them is in Texas, one's in Georgia, one's in Tennessee. The one in Tennessee is beside Gatlinburg. It is Douglas Lake, and then Saginaw Bay, Michigan is the other one.
Okay. Did y'all, I see you fish looks like a trail over there on Nickajack. What did y'all think about Nickajack?
I didn't get to go. I said we didn't get to go.
Oh, y'all didn't go to Nickajack.
Everything highlighted is the things that we can fish, but what they fish is just the West Division right now.
Okay, so y'all been to Dover, and then so now seeing that everybody like Pickwick, and y'all got that coming up this weekend. So do y'all compete against each other like boat for boat?
Yep.
Of course, you got to. Every man for himself. Yeah.
Every man. But y'all you get 5 fish between 2 guys, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What made you guys want to join the bass team and get involved in competitive bass fishing?
I just liked fishing, and I thought I'd join just to enjoy it, and I love getting out there and just relaxing and having fun and trying to catch something big, and just love coming to this program and getting a shot maybe to go to college if it's there.
For me, it's my brother. He started. He was one of the first ones on the fishing team, and he made it look fun. So I wanted to do it. So
I'd say for me, it's probably just getting out there, and I've always loved fishing, and I was really blessed with the genetics. Just to run down a basketball court and dunk it every time, or nothing.
So tell us kind of like what a practice is like for you guys. I know it's not like basketball or football. You can go out there and run through some stuff. How do you guys practice on a kind of a day in day out basis?
Pre-fishing is like the day before a tournament where we'll go in and assess the lake, look at the temperature, look at the water, kind of look at the layout, especially if it's a new lake, and gives you a feel. We'll all kind of go fish if we can and get a look at what we're going to do, and everybody gets a game plan of their own. So they're competing against each other. They're not going to tell each other a whole lot. Right. Now we have a little group chat. We kind of talk back and forth and some, but we'll explain what's happening. During pre-fishing. I'm not going to tell you where I'm at, but I might tell you what they're biting on. Yeah. I caught 3 on a rocky point on a green pumpkin brush hole or something. You're not going to tell them I'm down on Cypress Creek, yada, or over here on Blue Water, back in the corner. You're not going to say all that.
Now, do y'all get to use the graphs that you see, everybody's went to? You got your spot lock, trolling motor, so y'all do get to use all that?
Yeah, okay. All that you still get to use. We can't communicate with each other while we're fishing in a tournament. We can do it before a tournament, but during a tournament, we're not supposed to talk to each other in text.
Okay.
Just because you're not supposed to share information that gives you a
Right.
leg up. It's kind of one of those deals,
Now,
which most won't anyway.
now, is there like a kind of a team award, or is it like they mentioned, it's every guy or every
So-
individual team for themselves?
It's an individual team for themselves when it comes to the stage that day, and then there'll be a team of the year. And I don't know if they still do team of the tournament. I don't think they've done on the last one, but I know they do a team of the year for each division. And then there's a team of the year for the state every year. So they calculate your points, who won the most, who done the most, best in most tournaments. They'll calculate points by that. So if you win a tournament, I think it's like 300 points, and it goes down from there, and they calculate those total points for a team,
Okay.
and that tells you who's the top team of each nation, of each division.
And are y'all all, what, freshmen, sophomore, what, juniors? You junior?
I'm a freshman.
So we was talking about scholarships. So do you start about your sophomore, junior year trying to go ahead and start talking to colleges about getting on a fishing program? And what is getting to a fishing scholarship?
So that's kind of depends on which program you're looking at and which looking at you. So they'll start with kids watching them as early as juniors. When they're in 6th, 7th grade.
Okay.
If you got a junior that's a good stick that's smoking every tournament, they're going to be watching them and see how they progress when they get older. And then also watch how they present on stage, and then how they present as a person. They won't just do it by whether they're just a great stick. They're going to see how good of a person they are before they'll put them on a team. Most colleges will look, private colleges will look at kids more than a public school. So like a Bryan or a Bethel or something like that will be the ones looking at kids, because they can give full rides they typically give full rides to this kind of sport. For fishing, archery, skeet, that's the kind of colleges that look at full rides. LSU, Alabama, Tennessee, North Alabama, all those give scholarships as well, but they won't be full rides, they'll be partials. But those kind of colleges are looking at the best of the best. For Bethel, they're looking for a good angler, but they're also looking for a good moral person. Right. So the goal as a coach is to help these kids in that direction, get where they can talk on stage, get them where they can present well, and also do well while they're fishing.
Absolutely.
So does everybody, kind of like you see in other sports, does every one of you guys kind of have a different strategy and a different style than the other?
I guarantee it. What's your favorite style of fishing?
Yeah.
Me personally, I like jig fishing, like just a bottom bait. I'm slow moving. That's just what I like to throw. It's my specialty.
It's kind of on a certain day for me, but most of the time it's got to be drop shot for me. It's just one of my favorites to go to if I ain't catching fish.
Doodah fishing.
I got to go to it.
Mine's a drop shot, but I like throwing a chatterbait mostly. That's like my go-to. If I need to catch a fish, I'll throw a chatterbait.
On me, it just really depends on the time of year, but most of the time, like year-round, sometimes I like fishing Texas rig pretty good. Seems to do me good.
Obviously, being an outdoor sport, how much does weather play into how you perform, your strategy? As for all you guys, how much are you paying attention to the weather, and how much are you just you're looking on your phone? Okay, we got clouds coming in, we got this and all that.
Weather changes the world. So last year I helped another team a little bit, captain. We went to Pickwick, and it was a day that they had 20-mile-an-hour straight line winds, and it got rough. I watched the weather all day, and I patterned where we were going to fish by the weather. But as far as rain and stuff goes, it's going to change temperature of water, clarity of water. It's going to change what you throw, whether you're going to throw what I call a loud colored bait or it's going to be a natural colored bait. Temperature wise, it's going to play on how well the kids are going to perform, because you're asking 15, 16-year-old kid to fish when it's 30 degrees and snowing and the wind blowing. They're going to struggle a little bit. And some of them won't, like as they grow and progress in it and they really love it. If they love it, they'll never stop. You'll watch it. You'll see that one kid every so often that just will never stop, no matter whether it's raining, sleeting, or whether it's 105 degrees. I'm okay with all of that until it gets 105. I'm good with snow, sleet, rain, wind.
Absolutely.
I don't like heat.
I hated it.
I'm a wintertime fisherman myself.
You guys, what's your all's favorite type of weather to fish in?
I like cloudy skies, just like a little overcast, not bluebird skies, just because of the pressure change.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes most of the time it's going to be bluebird for me, and I like it right as that October just starts coming over, and it just gets it going for me.
I like bed fishing, that and off ledges. That's my favorite time.
It don't matter to me year round as long as I'm out there fishing. It don't bother me a bit.
Now, what he said was a drop shot. Explain what that means, because you two went like, ooh, I don't know about that.
I called it back in the day. We always called it doodah fishing because it's kind of like catfishing. It's just real. Go ahead and explain to them.
Explain it to us. What's drop shot?
It's basically it's a weight on the end of the line with a hook just right above it, about 5 or 6 inches, and you're throwing a plastic worm on it. So you're just casting out there. You're either casting on a fish, on live scope, or just casting kind of like a jig, but it's just you're hopping it off the bottom and coming back to you a lot faster.
Okay. So it's a lot more work. Is that what I gathered from
Slow.
that?
It's slow and tedious.
It's more just like this right here.
There's 2 or 3
constant.
styles of that. That's one of them. There's one what they call a drag drop shot, where it's just like catfishing, where you turn the boat sideways off of a ledge and just let the water carry you and you hold it, and it's just a long, grueling day. But usually if you catch one, it's a good fish.
There ain't nothing like that jig bite though.
I'm partial to a jerk bait.
Nobody said anything about an early morning topwater bait.
I love topwater too.
Golly, man, walking a dog with an old Sammy or something.
Yeah.
That's probably the most exciting fishing,
Oh.
top water.
Ain't nothing like it.
Ain't no telling what's going to come up and hit it. I mean,
Nothing like it.
What's the biggest fish you got?
That was my next question. I want to hear your big fish.
Yeah, biggest fish.
I've caught a 912. It was out on Laurel Hill Lake.
Wow. The one my baby weighed coming out.
mine's got to be out of the same lake, Laurel Hill, and it was 613.
Okay.
Mine on Laurel Hill is probably about a 7, and I caught one in a pond probably about 8 pounds when I was young on a cricket.
Okay.
On a little float.
Mine's 8.6 out of Pickwick. So yeah.
You want mine? Mine's
Yeah.
a little over 11 and a quarter, and it come off a gun.
That's some toad fishing down there.
Come off a frog.
Yeah.
All right, big fella. What about you?
My 2 best fish, I caught them back to back. I caught 2 smallmouth that weighed 6'4" and 6'5",
That's
and 2 fish on Pickwick.
a stud.
And I had the
For a
third one
smallmouth.
on in 3 casts, and Kyle, I wish we could call in just to hear the story about that one. But the third one come up, and I don't know, it's probably here to the yellow car. She jumped. I actually laid down in the water trying to get it back, and it was too late, and it was over. But yeah, I did catch, and I caught them off the same spot. I'm 3 cast, 3 fish, and it would have been 18 pounds of smallmouth.
I'd rather catch a 6.5 smallmouth than like a 8-pound largemouth. This smallmouth, they just
Absolutely, we need that.
they fight so much harder.
Do y'all like night fishing?
Yeah.
Spinnerbait on Wilson Lake, pink spinnerbait, Wilson Lake,
Me and my
smallmouth.
brother won a tournament off that. This pink spinnerbait.
Yeah, we used to have a man who used to make them for us, custom made spinnerbaits.
Now, is there a worse fish you guys don't like catching because they fight so much or they're hard to get off the bait? What's the worst fish you guys hate?
The drum.
The drum. Anything that's
A
not
drum, yeah.
It's going to have to be a strap for me.
Okay.
And if you get into them.
I hate a guard. Them things are hard to get off the. That and a stupid skipjack.
I might say drum because you be out there fishing and you think you just hooked into the tournament winner, and next thing you know, it's just a big drum. So
Okay.
Yeah, them drum, they're nasty. I don't know, I'm not a big catfish person anyways, but there ain't nothing worse than getting a catfish in your boat.
Oh, yeah.
All that
Or
slime.
fishing at night. You fish at night and you have a 30-pound catfish smack you spinnerbait, and you think you got something with shoulders on it, then you got
you ain't kidding.
a flathead yellow.
Oh yeah, that'll ruin you night.
We were fishing at Kentucky Lake. Yeah, it's probably been 5 years ago. My oldest boy and his partner. His partner hung a fish on a jig, and it had shoulders on it. He was fighting that dude, and I was waiting on a monster largemouth come up, and it was a gar, every bit of 6 foot long. They got the jig off the bottom, and I'd never seen one do that. And that dude was huge.
I've never caught one like that.
Yep, caught it on jig. I've never seen it in my life. But he hung it. I said, man, he's got a good one. I stood up in the back of the boat and was watching it. and it was a gar.
Gosh, sounds like you caught like a python at the bottom.
You could take a stick and stick it in their mouth,
Yeah.
and they'll just sit and spin in circles.
You know by experience.
Maybe once or twice.
So when's your all's first competition if you already had your first?
We've already had the first one. I sent him the results of the first one a while ago.
Yeah, I got it right here. Let's see here. Looks like had 80 boats. Looks like Rupert and Cannon Smith got 8th, Ryder and Elijah got 53rd. And then in your junior field, you had 28 boats, and the Potts brothers got 9th. So, I mean, it's not bad, guys. For 80 boats starting the season off, yeah. I'm kind of anxious to hear from y'all about this weekend. You going to the big lake?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. There'll be some sticks at that tournament for sure. There'll be a bunch of folks there, I'm sure.
Y'all done been practicing on Pickwick?
I went last week and I didn't do very well, but that was way on up the lake from where I used to fishing. So
Will y'all put in a state park?
Yep.
Now, will y'all run all the way?
It depends on their captain, but I used to run all the way to Horseshoe. If it's not off limits. There's times that's off limits.
It's off limits, really?
Sometimes, because it depends on what the weather is. You don't want to have
Which,
kids.
I mean, it's not time of year now, people be on the ledges, but I mean, I've been out there, it looks like you're just having to parallel park a boat to get on the ledge.
It's a 50-yard rule. We're supposed to stay 50 yards off each other. And then, depending on the weather and where you can fish at. Like, you can't go in the Horseshoe if the weather's bad. You can't go in the Horseshoe. You can't put your kids in danger.
Right.
You got to stay off on the top side. You got to stay so far away from the dam.
Okay.
A couple of years ago,
Yeah, they had that.
Had that kid that got killed down there. A couple of kids and a captain.
Yeah, they
got
went
killed.
over. Yeah, that's terrible.
So it changed a lot of rules on that, but you have to stay away from certain areas just to keep your kids safe. Same thing with weather. You want to pay attention to weather just for the safety of the kids.
Absolutely.
You want to win. You want to do well. But at the end of the day, the goal is for them to have a good time and everybody get back. That's the main goal.
Got to be smart out there on the water because it can get crazy quick.
Well, you're putting 250 boats on any lake at any given time at a blast-off point. I mean, you're 25 at a time. You're going out single file, but if you're number 200, there's some waves out there. You got to use your brain when you come out.
You rub rail to rub rail when you're coming out. Yeah.
So finally, for all you guys, how excited are you for this next competition here coming up?
I'm very excited. This is like one of the closest tournaments that's like a home lake. So I'm just excited to get out there and maybe catch a few.
I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm really excited about going on one of my home lakes. So I don't know what's going to happen.
I'm excited. I think we'll do good. I'm pretty positive we will, hopefully.
And I can't wait. I'm going to get out there and I'm going to show up, and hopefully we're going to show out and win it.
Like the attitude there.
Yeah.
You got some guys ready to roll.
Yeah, they're all pumped for sure.
We'd like to thank you guys for coming here at xSports Live. Definitely very informative and entertaining in a lot of ways. I learned a lot. You might have to take me out fishing and watch me act like an idiot out there.
Probably get him a little Scooby-Doo ride.
Yes. I prefer Mickey Mouse. Okay.
Okay,
I need
Mickey
one for
Mouse.
my
We can do
son when
Mickey
he
Mouse.
gets older. So, and hopefully maybe I catch a snake for him to see his reaction, see if he'll jump out of the boat.
I got guns.
Yeah, okay, maybe I don't need to fish with them if that's the case. Well, coming up next year, me and the guys will talk everything that's happened in the world of high school sports, and after that, college sports coming up next year on xSports Live, brought to you by Hinie's BBQ.
If there ever was such a thing as a company that could do almost anything, well, Hinie Properties is it. These guys know how to completely transform your existing home into something new, or just do it room by room. Need a new bathroom or kitchen? What about a fresh coat of paint? Even a new floor? Looking for dirt work? Hinie has you covered. Oh, and you can even rent a dumpster from them too. That's Hinie Properties. Visit Hinie.com or phone 931-244-4602.
Fall on the Hill returns to Minor Hill October 7th from 2 to 8 with live music all day, vendors, hay rides, a petting zoo, pony wagon rides, a pop-up paint party, face painting, putt-putt golf, a jams and jellies contest, inflatables, and much more. Plus, don't miss the fireworks show at 8 p.m. Fall on the Hill 2023, brought to you by Minor Hill Alliance and Liquor World. Enjoy a day full of awesome music from Brace Killen, Damon Schrader, Josh Reisner, and Salem Rats. Armbands are $5. Don't miss Fall on the Hill, October 7th from 2 to 8 at 165 Ray Branch Road in Minor Hill, Tennessee.
Arctic Air keeps your home or business comfortable. For more than 20 years, we provided outstanding residential and commercial services through Southern Middle Tennessee. Whether you need assistance with your heat, air conditioning, preventive maintenance, or anything in between, trust our reliable team to get the job done. We'll take the time to figure out your specific needs and recommend what we believe is right and best for your situation.
We've been using Arctic Air for over 15 years now. Their service is great, they're here when we need them, and their prices are competitive. They take the worry out of the heat and air so I don't have to.
Arctic Air, when you need us, we'll be there.
Great food is just a short drive to Heinie's BBQ in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Hinie in town when you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Hinie Shine lemonade and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Hinie sauces, snacks, and more. Heinie's BBQ, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the xSports Network.
Welcome back to xSports Live, brought to you by Heinie's BBQ. Joined now by Hayden Burks, Clint Brazier. Now joining us is Clint. That said, the talent is here.
The talent is in the house.
and he doesn't know how to handle the stick mic. Right
Ricky Bobby, I don't know what to do with my hands.
and then Hayden comes out of nowhere. We were not expecting this today.
No, man, he just shows up when he wants to, though. It's kind of,
but it's very welcome.
Yeah. It is very welcome, very welcome, but he just kind of comes when he wants to.
Yeah, I tried to surprise y'all this week.
Yeah.
Man.
I do the same thing. I just kind of come when
You
I
just
want
come
to.
when you want to.
Well, you got those new teeth, so you got to show them off all the time.
Got to pay for them, too. I wish I just came with a paycheck.
Yeah. Well, guys, first segment here, we're going to talk about some high school sports. Dusty, you got a special shout out.
I do. I have a shout out to the Big Gold Machine. Daryl Boston and his Big Gold Machine got first place this past weekend. They got outstanding percussion and outstanding visual. So congrats to the Big Gold Machine. We had them on. Daryl said he was ready to take this band back to the next level, and I think he's on the way.
I think he's done.
I think he's back to the Big Gold Machine.
I think we're back to the Big Gold Machine.
The Big Gold Machine is back.
That's
what I say. Attaboy, coach.
They sound great.
They do. Sound amazing out there.
Sound really good. Well, starting first, high school football. Let's talk about the big one we had last week. Lewis County at Loretto. We got ourselves an instant classic. How about it, guys? Mustangs are at 5-0. Had to do it with the backup quarterback, but that defense, that was the big question mark all in the offseason. We know they've got the offense. What can they do with the defense? And that defense, showed out, got 3 turnovers, made some big stops, and first time 5-0 since '96? It's pretty big.
I had a fun night that night. I didn't go to Mount Pleasant to call the Summertown game, so I was watching Lawrence County. I was just going in and out of everything we were streaming, but it got to a point where I had to stay with that Loretto game because it was so good. And kudos to that Loretto team. Kudos to their coaching staff.
Yes.
They are doing a great job on, a powerhouse like Lewis County at their place, and you go in there and you do what they do, and you get the stops. That kind of was your question mark for Loretto. That was probably your question mark defensively. They did what it took. They got it done. Loretto, hey, I think they can make a playoff run.
I mean, they're in my mind. I think they're already in.
I think they're
already in because you got.
No, I'm saying I think they can make a playoff run. I'm not saying I don't think they get in. I think they can make a run.
I'm not going to disagree. And I want to talk about that defense. You got to think they took Tidwell off the defense and put him in as quarterback. So somebody had to be, as we've been saying, next man up.
Next man up. Kudos. I mean, that doesn't always work in high school sports.
And boy, he stepped up in a big way too.
He did. So, like you said, I'm not trying to step on you here, but coaching, I like it. I mean, they've done a really good job down there.
Yeah, I mean, the running game with McDowell and with Stoltz. I mean, you think, okay, we're losing Caden Porter, who's a 1,200-yard rusher the last 2 seasons. They haven't missed a beat, but that's all about that offensive line. That offensive line is really good.
That's where it starts.
Yeah, that's where it starts, and that's who protects the Mason Tidwells of the world. We do feel bad about Carter. Carter had surgery today. He told me on Tuesday they expect to have him back right at the start of baseball season.
Okay.
He does have a baseball scholarship.
So he won't lose the year. That's great.
He won't lose the year.
Good.
Which is good.
Yes.
It's good. We hate it for him. because they got off to such a great start, and he was such an integral part of it. Hate it for him, but he will be back in time for baseball, so that's a good thing. But, man, I mean, we knew the offense could do it. It was the question mark as a defense, and the defense is, like you say, Clint, I mean, their toughest game really from here on out is Mount Pleasant. That's who Lewis County
is
this week.
Yes. It is, and it's going to be a matchup of two different type of styles.
Right.
And I'll be honest with you, I saw Mount Pleasant, and they've looked good except for that Harpeth game. Yeah. They didn't look very good against that.
Yeah.
That's going to be a fun one to watch, but, I mean, like you said, I looked at their schedule, and that's the only question mark I've got left on Loretta's schedule. That you're still 9-1.
Yeah. And you talk about it, Clint. Like I watched several of Mount Pleasant's games. I saw them against Jamboree, against Lawrence County. You couldn't really tell because they only played 1.5, and then also they played Wayne County. I went to go do that game as well, but that kind of has some question marks. Like that Wayne County game, it wasn't a pretty win for Mount Pleasant, even though
it took them a while to
it took them a while to get going.
It was a lot closer than what that final score ended up. Yeah.
Now, moving on to Lawrence County, tough loss against Columbia, puts them at 1-1 in the region. Got Spring Hill this week. Certainly a winnable game. And talking with Coach Marston yesterday, they did move the ball well at times against Columbia. I mean, they had plenty of chances. The onside kick to start, they get an interception on the next drive. Did force some turnovers. Still got some questions defensively, but that's another league. If they can finish 3-3, and there's definitely some winnable games on that schedule, they're going to be in the postseason.
Yes.
But the first things first, they got to take care of business on Friday night.
They have to, and I said it Friday night, and I'll say it again right now. You talk about the defense. They've got to get the tackling down. Tackling was bad. I'm just going to say it was. I think they can. They're trying to figure out the offense now with Isaiah being sidelined with a high ankle sprain.
It looks like he might be back on Friday.
Okay,
he was in practice gear when I was there on Monday and Tuesday. How much he plays and if he does is still up there.
Right. I want to say that I was pleased with the passing.
Yeah.
You probably got the numbers. I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but we moved the ball. Third down a few times. We moved the ball, got first down. Yeah. Threw the ball on fourth down, got a first down.
Yeah.
Just kind of struggled in the red zone. Some mistakes. So maybe this week in practice we can recoup some of these mistakes and look to Friday night. I think Friday night is a winnable game. Kind of looked at Spring Hill's team. Kind of looked at the schedule. I think Lawrence County can go play their game.
Yeah.
Defense is going to have to show up, but I think we can win.
Is it at home or Spring Hill?
It's at Spring Hill.
Okay.
Spring Hill, who broke a long losing skid and took Lincoln County. They lost 14-12, went for 2 at the end. The tie couldn't do it. We know how close our game was with Lincoln County.
Could be pretty even.
It could be very even. We could be seeing what we saw at Lincoln County a couple weeks ago.
And we talked about this region. I mean, it's wide open. And I mean, like I said, but no disrespect to Spring Hill, but they're probably not one of the better teams in our region. But still, I believe that this is a must-win for Lawrence County to even have a chance to go in the postseason for sure.
It's a big game Friday night for us.
But I think that goes back to what you said, Dusty, when it comes to defense, because I think the offense, they'll eventually figure it out. You got Latavion. He didn't get as many touches last week, but I think they'll get back to where they're going. And like you said, they're throwing the football a whole lot more, and they look pretty good doing it. But I think it just comes back to what you said, just tackling. So.
Clinton, obviously Summertown off to a rough start, but there has been some flashes. There has been some good things out of Summertown early on. I know it's a young team. The injury bug has kind of caught up to them, but there's been some moments. We saw them against Lawrence County and some of the other games where they've been right there and with some chances to win.
Half of me says we may not get to finish the year because we may not have enough players to play. But the other half that I know is happening is players are buying into Coach Winfrey.
Right.
And, I hope this doesn't offend anybody. I said it on our first broadcast, or I said on my first broadcast. I didn't call the Lawrence County game, but I said it at the Wayne County game the next week. I don't think a lot of people were expecting Summertown to be that dominant this year anyways. It's going to be another rebuilding year. I think everybody's pretty excited about middle school, freshman, sophomore bunch Summertown has right now. With that being said, 0-5 is 0-5. It just is what it is. But I'll say this: they don't quit. They play hard. They have to be stretchered out.
Yeah.
They have to be drug off the field. But they play hard for Coach Winfrey. You know, I've heard Brian Porter, our new principal, who's doing a great job. He's even said he's heard kids just begging to say, please, Coach Winfrey, don't leave.
Right.
Just because of the stability we've had the last few years.
We've had 4 head coaches.
Yeah, and so, you know, I think that you give it 2 years.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to be a really fun football team to talk about. Just
everyone-
right now, it's just it's just putting a Band-Aid over a big wound now.
I've heard a lot of people talk about how good Hickman County is. I mean, they were right in that game with Hickman County.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of stops or a couple of penalties, you know, and you could say that on a few games. You know, Wayne County ended up being a blowout, but you know, it was neck and neck right before half.
Yeah.
You know, Lawrence County, 14-7. And you know, that shouldn't have been even that close. I mean, I'm not trying to talk bad about Lawrence County, but that game should not have been that close. So players believe, and when you can do it with lesser talent, and again, that's not a knock. If we have any Summertown, we just, you know, numbers don't lie. It just is what it is. When you only have a few seniors, a few juniors, and your bulk is sophomore and freshman, you're actually having to play freshmen against 17 and 18-year-olds, and 3 or 4 of them are out for the year because they're already hurt. Yeah, what do you do? You know, so
it's tough.
Just stick with it. That's all I can say.
I will say I need to give a shout out to Collinwood. They're 3-1 right now. Their only loss is to Loretto. I mean, if we're talking about strength of schedule, strength of resume, I mean, Collinwood makes Loretto's resume look really good.
Yeah.
And then you look at what Collinwood has done. I mean, Cornersville, who just put 62 on Richland, they shut them out. Cornersville on their home field.
Yes.
And they've really, that defense has been, they got another shutout this past week. So they've had 2 shutouts.
I said that the other day. I said, Collinwood just keeps making Loretto look even better and better.
I mean, Collinwood, and that was a close game to the very end.
It was tight till the end.
I mean, this Collinwood team, I mean, they play Moore County here in a couple weeks. I think it's actually next week. They play Clarksville Academy at 1-14. More than likely, they're going to go to 4-1, and then they got Moore County coming up. That will be the real big test that they have. But I got to give a shout out to that bunch. That's a senior-laden bunch of upperclassmen. They've really kind of stayed the course, built that program.
They've got a chance to make a run.
They do, and they play hard.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to fight. They don't give up.
Yeah, I mean, I got to give a shout out to Wayne County going to McEwen, playing their former, you know. Everyone knows who Rick Rice is. Now,
that's a touchy subject for Summertown people. We know.
Wayne County went on the road and won. Now, switching before we get off track here a little bit, switching down to high school volleyball. Glad you got to see Loretto and Summertown the other night. A little bit closer than the last time they played. But
I think the last, maybe not last week, because I think all we did I don't even know if we talked high school sports last week.
We didn't.
But you know, I've said it. Loretta, I think Loretta and Eagleville and Sail Creek. I left Sail Creek out the last time we were talking. I think those 3 are your top 3 to win the state championship. But I 100% think Summertown can get there.
Right.
Even finishing second to Loretta in the district and region, I have no doubt Summertown can get there. All I was looking for as a fan, as a broadcaster, and most importantly, as a parent, was let's show a little bit of improvement. And they did. They went to the barn yesterday. Now, the first set, you're thinking, oh, crap, we're going to get blown out again. This is going to be let's figure out where we want to go eat because we're going to get done early. Summertime comes back and wins the second set. Coach Kelly changes her whole rotation, plays some different players, and it looks totally different, and we win. We did lose the next 2 sets and got beaten 4 sets, but those last 2 were a whole lot closer than they were. So they're getting a little bit better. They're starting to believe. My daughter even said, "We'll get them next time," and they may not.
Well,
they may not get them in the region, but they might get them in the state tournament.
It's a history of Summertown and Loretta. It's a history of Summertown, Loretta.
Oh yeah,
sports where that first one always seems to kind of be a blowout, then they just get closer.
Yeah, and again, that was me mostly talking about Summertown that just get a little bit better and better now. Let me even being somebody that hates Loretta. having 3 daughters that's played against them over the last 10 years and just been a nemesis. And I don't hate Loretta, I promise you I don't. But Loretta's a real deal.
Yeah.
If
really
you
good.
set Allie Weathers, they've got about 4 girls. If you set, good luck.
Yeah.
Heineman may be the best setter / hitter / server I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
She's the real deal. You know, Corbin, Cheatham. You set a lot of those kids.
I mean,
good luck.
They're leading the nation in service aces.
Yeah.
The nation.
Wow.
So they're the real deal, and they don't let balls fall. They're laying out on the floor. They may not dig it out, but they're going to do everything they can to. It's not ever a lack of effort. I'll give props to Coach Nick Quillen and every kid on that staff. They're doing a great job. And I looked, and the scary thing is, which I won't be as much involved next year because my baby is a senior, but I looked on their gym. Only 2 seniors.
Yeah.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was a team full of seniors.
Nope, just 2. So,
yeah. We'll be talking about Loretta a whole lot this year and next year.
Every one of those big hitters you're talking about are going to be back next year too. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but now to a team that took them to 5 sets last week, Lawrence County. That was a great match against Loretto. Came all the way down to those final couple points. You know, came back had to go play the next day at Spring Hill. That one went the 5 sets that they won. You know, guys, they haven't lost a district game, regular season or tournament, since 2020.
Props to Steve Keaton.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I was just fixing to say.
It is. And my good buddy, Mr. Tucker Bryant's in there. His big brother, my big brother, Tanner Bryant. His son Ty, who plays football for Summertown, plays football and basketball for Summertown, he dates Gigi Wallace.
Yeah.
And they were at the golf course, the Bryant Redneck Golf Course. They probably wouldn't like me calling it redneck, but that's what it is. And
I've seen a picture of you.
Gigi was there, and I said, Gigi, man, I thought y'all had Loretta, took them all the way down to the wire. Yeah. And I said, but then I thought you were going to lose the next night to Spring Hill. Yeah. And she said, yeah, we were wore out. Yeah, and they were. Those were 2. You're talking about 2 matches, 2 nights in a row. But give Coach Steve Keaton credit. I mean, to be up to go the barn and force that to game 5, got down, 2 sets to none? It was 2 sets to none.
I think you're right here. I've got the stats, of course.
I'm pretty sure it was 2 sets to none. Lawrence County won 2 in a row to force the game 5th set.
Come back. Wow.
And then they got beat, and it was tied. It was like 15-12.
They alternated.
Oh, it was
1-1-1-1, and then
right.
the
final.
final.
But either way, then the next night you got to go to Spring Hill, which is never a fun trip. It gets a late start for I guess
they're wore out.
8th grade or senior night.
You are right. It was a 2.
I was thinking it was.
The Spring Hill was 1-1-1-1,
Yeah.
but this one, they lost the first 2 and then came back and won the next.
So they had 2 road games and big road games back to back.
It's going to be fun to call. I hope AJ, you're on that call with me. I hope me and you get to do it together next week, the 27th, Summertown at Lawrence County. Hopefully they'll have all the new bleachers and get to play that in the route.
That's why they're at Kaufman this week, because we love playing at Kaufman.
But I'm also But I'm also glad that happened.
Yeah.
I'm also glad that happened though, because I wanted, for Lawrence County's sake, but mostly for Summertown's sake, I wanted them 2 to play each other right before they started district tournament.
Absolutely. Yeah.
2 good teams play each other before. Don't play somebody you're going to beat in 3 sets easily.
Well, you can tell how good Lawrence County is getting. Last night was a good indication because Tullahoma played them really tough at Tullahoma. First set was close. The next 2, They came out and took care of business. So I think they're getting better. They don't have a big hitter, but I mean Cammie Williams is great. Sadie Grace, when she has to go out and play outside hitter, is great. I mean they're getting contributions from all over the place. I mean they're
fun to watch, and again, kudos to Steve Keaton. I mean he took that volleyball program over and took them to state tournament for the first time in 30 years.
Yeah.
I mean, and they've won a district title, the last 3?
Yep.
3. Yes, 3 in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, that ain't happening ever.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's good stuff. Well, I'll close out our talk here about high school sports.
Monday, the 25th, Lawrence County golf will be in the district tournament.
Okay.
Tim's 4th. So I'll be there for that Monday.
Good golf course to play.
Yeah.
Tough golf course.
They were there yesterday for practice round. Yeah, that's what my daughter said. She's like, Dad, She said, I was in a bunker and I couldn't even see out of it.
Well, coming up next, me and the guys are going to talk some college football, what happened last week, and we'll have our picks for this week coming up next.
Do you have a small farm, a big farm, or just critters in the backyard to feed? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you need to make the short drive down to A&B Feeds in Etheridge, Tennessee today. Owner and operator Jamie Ayers has you covered and will treat you right. That's A&B Feeds in Etheridge, Tennessee.
Got a dent, a ding, a scratch, or a bent fender? Major or minor, Car Country Collision Center in Leoma can fix you up. Car Country works with all insurance carriers, gives free estimates, can work on foreign and domestic vehicles, and has experience you can trust. They've been in business since 1990. Unfortunately, accidents happen, but you can get your car back on the road with as little hassle as possible with the help of Car Country. Call 931-852-4708 or stop by at 2567 Highway 43 South in Leoma.
Hey everyone, this is Landon Saunders.
And this is Nate Patterson with Cloud9 Fiber.
We're excited to finally be able to offer Lawrenceburg our blazing fast, reliable, and affordable fiber internet services.
If you're looking for a more reliable and more affordable provider, we at Cloud9 Fiber have you covered.
Plans start at $50 a month, and we can offer up to a gigabit to your home or business.
We are excited to be able to offer your first month of service entirely free. We encourage you to sign up on cloud9fiber.com or by calling 931-201-9098 so we can help you make the switch today.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams real. When you work with a world-class agent at Coldwell Banker, you benefit from trusted guidance and our revolutionary Seller's Assurance program to make your home sale more rewarding than ever. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
Great food is just a short drive to Heinie's BBQ in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Hinie in town. When you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Hinie Shine lemonade and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Hinie sauces, snacks, and more. Heinie's BBQ, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the xSports Network.
All right, back here at Heinie's BBQ for xSports Live. Time to talk college football. Got week 4 coming up here, guys, and kind of recapping last week and week 3 before Dusty goes on an I Told You So tour over here. Want to give a shout out to North Alabama. Went to Tennessee Tech, got their second win of the season. They've already got an upset win over Chattanooga. The guys 2-2 for a program that struggled so mightily the last few years to start off at 2-2. Got to give them credit. Brent Dearman's doing a good job over there in Florence. All right, I guess I'm the only one that's watched. Okay.
I haven't been paying attention. I was waiting on Hayden to comment on that.
to get some brownie points and talk about it.
But yeah, go UNA.
All right, let's get it out of the way so Hayden and Clint can have their therapy session here. The swamp, just like it has been since what, 03?
03. I was wrong on our last one. It was 2003. I said 2001. I forgot.
Still been over 2 decades since the Vols have won in the swamp.
It'll probably be another 2 decades.
Made it official. It was exactly 2 decades now. But look, I will say this: Tennessee did not deserve to win that game. But that's the worst officiated game I've ever seen in my life. And that's not me being a homer or a Tennessee fan. But when Kirk Herbstreit and Brad Fowler are taking up for you, and the guy that their referee guy.
And it seemed like every call, they were like, I don't know why he called that, or why did they stop the game?
Or why didn't you call that? They show a replay, and it's a blatant hold against, that should have been called against Florida. But, I wanted Milton to be the guy. I had faith in him, and he may turn it around. Sometimes you need to get hit with a left hook. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sometimes you just do, and maybe that's his wake-up call. What I took away from that, Hayden, and I think you would agree with this as a Tennessee fan, the difference in Joe Milton and Hendon Hooker was Hendon Hooker could read, and he wouldn't hand that football off. He would tuck it and run it and pick up those tough yards, and either Milton don't want to run it or he doesn't see it to run it. And I think that's the big difference. And
I think it's a little of both.
You know, I don't know if he wants to just be I don't know if he wants to be, if he's just worried he's going to be labeled as a running quarterback and wants to keep his press up to be a NFL quarterback, but it ain't working right now. And that pick he threw, there's high school freshmen that don't make that throw.
I will say this, what you're saying about Hooker, though. I think Hendon Hooker is a generational talent.
He was. Absolutely. I mean, he's once in a lifetime.
And I'll never put Joe Milton in his category.
And how Virginia Tech squandered him and let him go.
That's unbelievable.
Thank you, Virginia Tech.
Yeah, they took a transfer from Kansas. That's Justin
I'll
Fuente,
trade you quarterbacks.
All right.
You want to trade?
Well, Dusty, right now, I don't know it's going to matter.
Hey, what were you? I mean,
oh, my gosh.
You were pretty fired.
Oh, I was hot. So let's just go ahead. I'll go ahead and go with what you said about the officiating. It was a bad officiating game. When you got to see, this was the thing that was driving me nuts. I believe it was like 3rd and 9. It was like Tennessee was at almost the goal line for them. Or maybe like 20-yard line, something like that. Anyways, when the referee places the ball, and Tennessee's trying to play hurry-up offense because they got to score some points, he kicks the ball, the official that puts the ball in, kicks the ball, and then the other official waves it off. Now that gives time for Florida to get the defense that they want.
And they never explained that like I wanted to hear it explained.
Yes, they never explained it.
The way I finally understand it was kind of Milton's fault because Milton should have just snapped it while Florida was subbing.
Yeah.
But Milton didn't know that because the back referee's got his hand up.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't have. So, and again, you can say, well, Tennessee's offense, they're down 3 scores, but it doesn't take them but 5 minutes to get 21 points.
Right.
You know, but if you don't call a lot of flags and if you call a lot of stuff against Tennessee, like the blindside block, that's just a block.
Yeah.
That's all it was. And it negated a big first down that puts Tennessee in Florida territory, kills a drive. Tennessee's got a punt.
Yeah. It's over.
I mean, it's over.
Yeah. And then going next, I agree with you, Clint. I'm trying with Joe Milton. I really am trying. He's not that guy. I was thinking with he and Hendon being roommates last year, Hendon could have helped him out so much. He looked good at the end of the season when he came in after Hooker went down. But, I mean, I don't know what, and also this is what I was telling Dusty before the show. I know a lot of that's probably on Milton. He shouldn't have thrown that ball, but I got to give credit to or not credit, I got to give it up to Heupel. I think that was his fault.
Yeah.
Because something ain't right with that offense.
Well, here's my other thing I want to ask you, because they probably don't know, because they probably don't keep up Tennessee football like we do, but if Cade Mays can't play, why is Cade Mays on the sideline dressed out?
I don't know. All SEC
Look how many penalties our center got.
Yeah.
Look how many false starts our center got.
Yeah.
If Cade Mays can't play, why is he dressed out over there?
I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Something's going on.
Yeah. Right.
And Cade Mays may be the best center in the NCAA.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
I don't understand. I don't think the offense sees eye to eye with some. Either Heupel or the offensive coordinator, the new one. I can't remember his name. I'm still trying to remember his name, but I can't. They're either not clicking or something's not right.
Well, I still say everything's got to go through Heupel.
Yeah.
Just kind of like Alabama's defense, everything's going to go through Saban. But they're already calling for Nico.
Yeah.
And here's the tough world that Josh Heupel lives in right now. It's an NIL world now, baby.
Yeah.
I think Nico makes enough money on his endorsements that he's probably okay if he doesn't play. But if enough people start calling for him, when do you pull that trigger? Because, listen, if I can be just as good with a freshman quarterback as I can with a 6-year senior, I'm playing the freshman.
You better believe I'm playing the freshman. I say, I don't want to.
But you sure can't take a chance on Nico saying,
No.
hey, I think Ohio State would like me.
Yeah.
Hey, I
No,
think
you can't
Alabama
do
would
that.
like me.
You can't do that.
Yeah. Well, and here, this is coming from a Bama fan now about y'all's quarterback situation. And I got one week talking about mine for hours. But I brought it up today to my buddy. I was like, so if Nico is the guy, and Heupel's done said that he's not going to redshirt him, why didn't he put him in that game? And, here's the answer I get.
I'm with you.
Here's the answer I got, and I lost my mind. And he said, well, man, that's just a hostile environment down there in the swamp at night. I said, y'all put Josh Dobbs in Alabama at nighttime, and he almost beat us.
As a freshman.
I don't want to hear, if that's the case, then he's not ready.
Different
or he's
coach.
not
Different
who-
coach. I
Yes.
get it.
But if that's the case, then Nico's not who y'all think he is or we think he is, and he's not ready.
Yeah.
He should have been chomping at the bit to get in that football game Saturday because Joe Milton wasn't winning that
I
game.
know he was.
I don't care. We can talk about how many flags were thrown or not, but Joe Milton wouldn't win that football game.
I'll tell you he was, because I was watching whenever they would put the camera on Heupel on the sideline. Guess who was beside him the whole time with his helmet on? Nico. He was ready to go. He was ready to go, and I agree with you. I'm not on that thing yet or I'm not on that bandwagon yet to pull the trigger and let Milton go, because if they pull him and they put Nico in, there's no going back. If they go back, you can't go back at all with that decision.
No, if you did that and you decided
He's
Nico
out.
can't do it,
He's gone.
Milton's going to come in and just lay down.
Yeah, he's going to lay down, and then Nico's going to go.
He will throw every one of them out of the back end zone.
No, he'll throw every one of them way up top like a rainbow pass he did.
Now, that's enough about Tennessee. Hey, we got an easy game this week, or we should.
I don't even know.
Wood.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's an easy win this
Hey, I'm
week.
I'm taking them in the points, by the way.
Right, I would too.
I want to let everyone know about a phone call. I called both of North Alabama's volleyball games on Saturday. I don't know if he knew I was done or not, but I
had no idea.
I was literally just out of the arena. North Alabama took care of two teams that, frankly, I think Loretto could beat, and Lawrence County would at least take the 5 sets. And Arkansas Pine Bluff's definitely Mississippi Valley State. But I'm walking out and I get this phone call. He doesn't say hi, doesn't say nothing. Hey, bud, what are you doing? Well, through my remote, heading to Kroger. I'm done with it.
I left before halftime.
Yeah.
Left
Of his
my
own
house.
house to go to Kroger.
And now there was a weather delay. And I want to say, I said it off air, and you wasn't sitting here.
I know.
I understand. I've rode that mountaintop. I have. I rode it from Gene Stallings, and then I had the 3 mics, and it was bad. And then I got Nick, and I've rode it. I've rode it hard.
Hey, my little brother in there, Tucker, he's a big Alabama fan like you. Him and his brother, and he's same way where you are.
I feel like I've been a humble fan. I really do. I mean,
there's no such thing as a humble Alabama fan. Go ahead.
But guys, who would have ever thought we wouldn't have had a quarterback? I mean, we won a title with Jake Coker.
Well, you won a defensive title.
Jake Coker was the quarterback that won that title. I'm sorry, but Buckner,
listen.
Hey, Notre Dame was ready to get rid of him.
And I hate this for you, even though I really don't hate it for you as a Tennessee fan, but I don't know that Saban, I think the NIL world is going to be the end of Saban.
Well, here's what I said, and I
because
said
he can't
control it.
He can't chew that kid out and say, no, you're not playing until next year.
Yeah.
Because that kid will say, all right, I'll go to Texas.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go.
I think Nick
I'll go
is
Ohio
fixing to
State.
go spend probably some of his own personal money.
Some of his Mercedes money.
Some of his national Mercedes money.
Aflac money.
Aflac money.
And he's going to go get him one quarterback, and he's going to make one more run.
Well, they've already got
And
that
he's gonna-
5-star coming in next year. That they
No,
got.
I think he's going in that portal, and he's going to get him somebody.
He's going to go find the best quarterback in the country.
Yes.
It might be
He's gonna
Nico.
find
It may be Nico.
Tua.
Nico.
If it goes, oh boy.
If he goes against Nico, we won't be able to have a show. But in all seriousness, guys, we don't have an offensive line either.
It was, Tennessee's former offense coordinator coaches South Florida now.
Right.
And I was watching that game, and they said, well, you know what? That offense coordinator for South Florida, I mean, that head coach now. That's Tennessee's offensive coordinator. I can see why they're having a tough time. I said, well, they've only scored 3 points. I said, he'll coach defense. I said, I don't know why Alabama hadn't only scored more than 18 points or 17 points.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, well, Butler, he don't. I don't even know if he had a completed pass. And that's Tommy Reese's guy.
I think he was 1 for 9.
And then the best player we got, the best quarterback we probably got is Simpson, and he looked terrible. And he's gone now. I mean, he's not been named the starter, so we know he's gone. So we're going to have to run the rest of the year with Melrose. Somebody didn't get to play. He was benched Saturday. Now, why was he benched? I don't know. None of that stuff's come out.
Yeah,
I figured he went in. I figured he went into the quarterback room on Monday morning after Texas lost and probably didn't take anything on himself and probably said, well, if I had this or this right here, and Nick probably said, you know what? You're going to stand here in my back pocket because I will tip my hat. He's still going to tell somebody.
well, it's like me and Tucker was talking. Anybody think Nick Saban won't say, all right, I'll show you. I'll be willing to lose this game we're supposed to win. I'll prove a point to you, young man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll lose a game if
yes,
it needs
because
to.
I remember they showed a picture of him on the sideline too. He had no helmet on. He was just sitting on the bench.
Oh,
I think he knew he wasn't going to go.
No, he wasn't playing. But now he's been named our starter. Do I think he gives us the best chance to win? Probably so. But I'm telling y'all now, before we start our picks, Ole Miss beats us this weekend.
Well, we're getting ready to get into picks. However, I got some bragging to do.
Oh, yeah, you do.
ESP Pittsburgh. The backyard brawl is back, and the Mountaineers. I can't play what was said by 65,000 fans.
Go ahead, sing it. Sing it.
Go ahead and sing it for us.
Sweet Caroline, yeah, I can eat, you know what, Pitt. Can't exactly, so I play a little Hale, West Virginia there. Gotta love it, man. Backyard brawl was back first time in Morgantown since 2011. Come away with the big win, and when I thought, I'm like, man, if they make a bowl game this year, I'm going to be happy. I'm thinking, man, if they can beat Texas Tech, they can honestly compete somewhere higher up in the Big 12.
Yes,
so
sir, they can.
Because
I turned it on that game. I was flipping. Ours was over, and I was watching y'all, and I flipped over there, and so I caught the end of it, especially the song and 90-something thousand.
Yeah, just search, Twitter search Sweet Caroline. You'll have a lot of fun.
But I want to tell you, man, just never been there, but I feel like that would be a great atmosphere.
Yeah.
I mean, that place was rocking.
It was.
Them West Virginia people are nuts.
Well, they are kind of crazy, but that's a whole nother.
We found that out when I was singing ESP.
Yeah, they're in them coal mines.
Yeah. I mean, they're saying, I've always said West Virginia fans are some of the craziest and some of the worst you can be around.
They talk about
65,000
fans and Tennessee fans.
65,000 people yelling at you,
yelling,
ESP.
ESP at the top of their lungs. Well, guys, we got a loaded slate in week number 4. I mean, I wish UNA didn't have a home game so we could just live stream in all these big games. But we'll get the first one that's not really a big deal out of the way, UTSA and UT.
I'm UT. I'm not going to say why or where, just UT.
I'm going to go with Tennessee just because they should beat UTSA, but I think it's going to kind of be like Austin Peay, like it was the game I saw. I think it's going to be a close game, but I still got Tennessee. Hopefully
like I said, I hope sometimes you just need a right hook to wake you up.
Yeah.
And I hope it woke the defense up to play a little better in the first half. I hope it woke the offense up to play a little better the whole game.
Yeah.
I hope it woke Joe Milton up.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you say that.
I hope it woke Joe Milton up to realize I'm a 6'6", 250-pound quarterback. I'm like tackling a Coke machine.
Where was that stiff arm?
I can run the football. Yeah. I hope they showed him that. And if it didn't, let me see that freshman superstar we got.
Yeah. I got to.
Who you got, Dustin?
I would take the points.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking. I'm taking the points. I'm going to take Tennessee. Y'all got to win. You have to.
Just straight up win. I'm taking Tennessee. I don't know about the points.
But 21, favored by 21 ain't a chance.
No. I think that's going to be a 10-point game for Tennessee.
So far on the season, Dusty's 25-17. Clint joined us last week. He was 7-5 last week. I'm 29-13. We'll get Hayden.
Man, I caught up with him a little bit there.
Yeah, a little bit. So
hey, I texted y'all last week. I said, obviously, I know nothing about football.
Yeah, I was cracking up so bad during that. But okay, we already talked about Texas Tech and West Virginia. Big 12 opener for both.
I think West Virginia's just on that boat right now. I gotta go with West Virginia. You know
Is
the
it
way
at
they.
Morgantown or Texas?
Yeah.
I'm taking West Virginia.
Yep, I'm taking West Virginia. They're on that.
West Virginia.
All right. We're actually going to go in time order here. Another noon game. Big one in the ACC, Florida State at Clemson.
I think Florida State's playing better than Clemson right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so, but I think with it being an ACC conference matchup, like Clemson's going to show
Clemson
up.
will be up. It's at Clemson.
Yeah, it's at Clemson. I think
so
it's
I think
going to
it'll be close. I'm like you. I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
Yeah, Florida State. I'm still going to take Florida State, but I think, Boston College showed me a little bit about Florida State. Kind of Florida State, their defense kind of.
I think Florida State was kind of looking a little ahead.
They were. I think they were looking towards Clemson.
But I think Florida State's just better than Clemson.
Absolutely.
But I think you playing it at Death Valley or at is that what Clemson calls theirs?
Yes, Death Valley.
I think that factors in. It's going to be closer than probably what
Spread's
Vegas
2.5.
will give it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Auburn at Texas A&M.
I'm going Texas A&M.
I'm going A&M.
I am not a
I'm
believer
going
in Auburn.
A&M.
I don't care what their record is right
Yeah,
now. I'm not
I'm
a
going
believer in
A&M.
Auburn, their coaching staff, or their players.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat with Florida State, A&M as well. I just think.
Did you put me down for Florida State?
Yeah, I got you down there. Here's kind of a tricky one: Kentucky or Vanderbilt.
It's at Kentucky this year, ain't it?
No, it's at Vanderbilt.
At Vanderbilt.
Man,
Vandy won at
I think it's Kentucky all the way.
Yeah.
Same here. I'm going
We're
Kentucky.
13.5-point favorite.
I'm going Vandy, baby.
Oh, he's going Vandy.
I'm going Vandy. 2 years in a
Breakaway
row.
game.
Yeah, I took Kentucky as well. I just think Vandy coming off that tough loss at UNLV.
We've been talking about them all year.
Huh?
We've been talking about Vandy all year.
Yeah.
They're NIA, baby.
Yeah, exactly. NIA, and they're going to beat a NCAA Kentucky team that just barely, in my opinion, barely beat
Giles
Akron.
County.
In my,
they're doing
yeah.
something.
First big one of the day in the Pac-12, Colorado at Oregon.
First of all, Hayden, I'll say this. You're the only Vandy believer I ever heard of on this broadcast.
Hey, I'll tell you what.
Who we got now?
Colorado, Oregon.
I'm going Oregon. I think Deion Train's about to actually finally play somebody pretty good.
With Travis Hunter being out 3 weeks.
I think, and I got a little bit on.
Yeah, I gotta go Oregon.
Everyone going. Yeah, I just think that offense is going to play a really good
And they
defense.
were predicted to win 2 games, maybe.
Yeah, and they're going into a extremely hostile environment against a really good team, a really experienced team. I think it's Oregon all the way. Another big one in the Pac-12, UCLA at Utah.
You said it was at Utah earlier. Oh, man, I don't know.
I'm going to go
Cam
Utah
Rising.
just because Florida beat Tennessee and Utah beat Florida, so I'm going to go Florida. I mean, I'm going to go Utah. I'm going to go Florida, Utah.
Yeah, I don't know about UCLA. I was telling you about because up and down, Cam Risner still not back with Utah, but I still think Utah being at home with that environment, I think they'll prevail.
Utah as well. Yeah, it's good defense. They had a scare against Baylor a couple weeks ago, but I think they're going to right the ship in their home building. All right, Ole Miss at Bama.
Dusty, you want to go first?
I'm telling y'all, Ole Miss wins.
He's already said it.
He's already said it. He said it a while ago.
I'm so fed up,
Man.
Yeah.
frustrated.
It's at Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Bama.
Spread's way too high.
I'm going to take Bama. I think Nick Saban's probably going to try to right the ship a little bit over this last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
A
he's
loss
gonna
to
try to kick him
Texas
in the
and then a tough win at South Florida. I think Saban's going to have his team ready. Look, I hate Saban. I hate Alabama. But at the end of the day, you don't have a dynasty for no reason.
Yeah.
And at some point, Lane Kiffin's going to turn into Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
And they're going to lose a game that they probably most people are going to predict them win. I'm going Bama.
I think it's that one too. It's Lane can't play in big games. So.
Are you kidding me? Like, you're an Alabama fan. You picked Ole Miss, and 2 Tennessee fans are picking Alabama to win this game.
I like it.
That's.
I
can't believe I'm hearing this. I gotta go with Bama just because
he
it's
picked
at
Tennessee
Tuscaloosa.
last week over Florida too, though.
Yeah.
So now to a game, 2 undefeated Big 12 teams. BYU looked really good at Arkansas in the second half. Now they got Kansas, who's looked really good. Big 12 opener for both teams. That might be another one of those, we look back at the course of the season, see one of the 2 at the top of the Big 12 standings.
Where is it?
Kansas.
It's at Kansas.
I'm still going to go BYU.
Ooh, okay.
I'm going Kansas.
I'm going
I'm going
Kansas.
to go BYU just because they got tested last week. I don't think Kansas did.
But I've seen Kansas, like their offense is pretty good. You know, you got Daniels as the quarterback for Kansas, and it's at Kansas. I've watched a few of their football games this year. That place is electric.
It is.
It is unreal.
That is a hostile environment.
So,
it is during the day, though.
It is. That is different.
3:30. Should be a lot of fun. Arkansas at LSU. We were way off about LSU last week, all three of us.
Yeah, we were, but I don't have faith.
LSU may be the best team in the SEC. Guys.
And that's the best quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, we may have looked too much into Florida State beating the crap out of them that first week.
Yeah.
Maybe it woke them
LSU may be the best team in the SEC.
I'm still not sold on Kelly, though, as a coach.
Well, it doesn't matter. Right now.
Well, no, I mean, you're right. They are the best team besides Georgia.
You taking everyone LSU? We're all taking LSU here.
LSU and who?
Arkansas. At LSU.
I'll take LSU.
Yeah, J.K. Jefferson's, he's going to have a good game, I think, but I still LSU at LSU.
So a battle of two ranked teams in the Pac-12, but after this year, there will be the only two remaining in the Pac-12, Oregon State and Washington State.
You know, you got DJ as the quarterback for Oregon State, but I was telling you earlier, I don't know what I'm going to have to look at Washington State, see what they're doing. So I'm going to take Washington State just because they've kind of surprised me from what I've heard and what I've read about their program. So I'm going to have to try and see if I can find that game and watch it.
Who you picking?
I'm picking Oregon State.
Who you picking, AJ?
Oregon State. I have Oregon State finishing in the top 10 in the country. So
I'm
always going to take Oregon
State
State unless they're playing Utah, who I have in the playoffs. So,
all right, I'm going to go. Washington State.
All right,
I got to have some breakaway points. I got to have something to help me get ahead.
That's the first 2-2.
What's Oregon State ranked right now?
12th, I think.
12th?
Oregon State is 14th. Washington State's 21. It's in Washington State. Oregon is favored by 3.
Okay.
I think that's going to be a good game. I like my chances, Clint.
All right. So Texas at Baylor. Texas, no matter how good or bad they've been, always struggles at Baylor. And Baylor took Utah to the brink a couple weeks ago.
I'm still going Texas.
I'm going Texas with the quarterbacks.
They've got the first Big 12 defense I've seen in a long time.
Yes, they do, and they got a good offense.
Mm-hmm. All right, now to the two big ones at night. Iowa at Penn State, a whiteout going down to Beaver Stadium and State College.
I'm going to go Penn State.
Penn State.
It's just so hard to play there at night, and I had Penn State finishing in the top 10 myself, just because the Big 10 always gets. You're going to have Michigan and Ohio State, and Penn State's probably just good enough to finish 10-2 at worst, and still get in. So I'm going Penn State.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take Penn State as bad as I hate to. If Iowa wins, I'm not going to be mad.
Right, I won't be mad about guessing it wrong.
Right, but I'm thinking I've got to pick Penn State.
Penn State.
And to the big one. Game day is going to be there, guys. It's a huge one. Ohio State at Notre Dame.
I texted you about him the other day, and I'm not a fan. I feel like because they're not in a conference, guys, Hartman is legit.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's underlooked. I know what Sanders is doing at Colorado's crazy, and Williams is doing or whatever at USC, but I think the old boy should be in a Heisman talk.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but I think Notre Dame is better than what a lot of us want them to be.
Yeah.
And I think they could be there at the end of the year. So I'm taking Notre Dame Saturday over.
I'm taking Notre Dame too for everything he just said. He said exactly what I was about to say.
Dusty was saying the exact. I'll favor that. What Dusty said is true. Like Notre Dame, I think.
It pains me to say that, guys.
Absolutely.
And I don't think Ohio State is as good as.
No, their quarterback. He's not the quarterbacks they've had in the past.
Marvin Harrison Jr. He's great. He may be the best receiver.
He ain't got a
doesn't matter if you get nobody to throw it to.
Yeah, he ain't got nobody to throw to.
No.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm taking Notre Dame.
I'm the breakaway. Taking the Buckeyes, which everyone back home is probably slinging my name through the mud right now.
Oh yeah, you just got took to the woodshed.
Your phone's finna get blown.
But I'm like 50.
Boys, y'all know if AJ gets this right, that's going to be the text we're going to get Saturday night.
No, I'm not going to pull a Michael Marks and tell everyone, "Oh, Texas is back after 2 games into the season."
No, he didn't say that. He said, "Well."
Yeah,
that's all he said.
We knew what he
pretty
meant.
much what he was saying.
We knew what he meant.
I went back and forth. I just think Ohio State and those non-conference games is kind of, and especially with it being on the road, I think that team will get up. I think their defense is so incredibly talented. I think they're going to be the first ones to get the Hartman. I'm not sold on that offense at all at quarterback, receiver, running back, O-line, but I do think their defense is going to do enough. What's the spread on that one, Dusty?
On which one?
Ohio State, Notre Dame.
Oh, Notre Dame was favored by 3.
See, I think it's a last-second kick game.
No, I lied. Ohio State's favored by 3. I looked at it.
Okay. I still think it's a last-second.
You got number 6. Ohio State's ranked 6. Notre Dame's ranked 9.
9. Okay.
So I mean, it's going to be a fun game. A night game at Notre Dame is always special.
I'm taking Notre Dame mostly because it's at Notre Dame at night.
Yeah. I think they got a better quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Sam's one of the best in the nation.
Okay, so where do you put Notre Dame if they go take care of business? And I mean take care of
Top
business.
5.
They're top 5.
Yeah, top 5.
Depends on what Georgia does next couple of weeks. They're definitely top 5, but
we had this conversation. I heard it on a
Florida.
radio show that
Georgia ain't done nothing.
Well, let's be honest. The schedule that Michigan and Georgia has played non-conference, they're not getting in the playoff with a loss.
No. Yeah.
Neither one of them.
No, I mean Michigan's got Rutgers this weekend. That's their best team they've played so far.
Especially if Ohio State loses this game, Penn State or Michigan better win out to go to the playoffs.
They have
There's
to.
nothing on that resume.
Ohio State lost at
and if Notre Dame wins
and
this
Notre
game,
Dame,
If Notre Dame wins this game,
wheeling
this
them
puts
off.
them over the top.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it does too.
I mean, they still got USC and some other
Well, sure,
really
they
tough
do,
games,
but I mean,
that's the one that's going to.
This is going to get them started.
That might be the best win of the year. Right now, Texas has the best win of the year, but if Notre Dame beats Ohio State, they'll have the best win.
Because I mean, like if Notre Dame takes care of business, I mean, it'll be like, and say everybody else in the top 4. I think it'll be Georgia, Michigan, Texas, Florida State, and Notre Dame 5. I think that'd be the top 5.
I mean, if you look at the top 5 right now, I mean, you
Who's
got
5?
Georgia,
USC?
Michigan, Texas, Florida State, and then USC.
Yeah.
So if Notre Dame wins,
they got to jump USC.
they have to jump USC, but they're not going to jump Texas because Texas has got.
Or Florida State.
Or they're not going to jump. Well, Florida State's 4, so I mean they would
If
play.
Florida State beats Clemson,
Yeah, and they're not jumping.
No,
they're not jumping Florida State.
It'd be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah, this weekend's we're going to start.
It could be a shake-up Saturday.
It could be a shake-up Saturday.
It's going to be a big shake-up Saturday. Well, coming up next will be our final segment here of the show. Guys and I will go on a rant. That's next.
Hey, before we go, because I got to get out of here, I'm going to do my rant right now.
Okay.
And I don't really have one, but the fair's coming up. Lawrence County's got a great fair. Whether you're a teenager or a 50-year-old redneck, just try not to act like a redneck. Remember, there's a lot of little kids around, okay? Been seeing it for years.
Yes.
We all have. We got a great fair. Don't redneck it up. Thank y'all.
All right. Coming up next, the rest of us will have our rant here on xSports Live from Hinie's BBQ.
Employee Resources Credit Union is an easy solution to banking, offering a personal, simple, yet modern way to bank. When you bank with ERCU, you are a shareholder, meaning you own a piece of the pie, and we make it easy with the convenience of digital banking, with service you won't find at another financial institution, including low to zero fees and incredible rates. We have the technology you need with the personal service you deserve, right here in your own neighborhood. Employee Resources Credit Union, not for profit, for service.
For decades, First Class Charter has provided high-quality motor coach transportation services to the Tennessee Valley. With numerous safety and cleanliness accreditations, First Class Charter is ready to make your group trip a reality. Contact us today by visiting firstclasscharter.net. First Class Charter, the official motor coach company of the North Alabama Lions.
Flooring sets the tone throughout your home.
For flooring that makes the right first impression, start by choosing us, Floored by Justin.
A one-stop flooring destination. Our new location stands alone for unequaled customer service and selection. Owner Justin Story's mastery of custom hardwood inlays means every room can have a custom look. Discover how the right choice of hardwood, laminate, carpet, or tile can set the tone in your home. Contact Floored by Justin today.
Hey, this is Phil Hooper. Get the look you want for your favorite school, church, or business with apparel from HD Ink Screen Printing in Leoma, Tennessee. Got a logo you need embroidered or screen printed? Let HD Ink give you the professional look that sets the bar in today's world. We do fundraisers and custom designed apparel and so much more. Call today, 931-201-2333. 888-2961 or come see us at our new shop located at 26 Ingram Road in Leoma. Remember, HD Inc. for the look you want and the look you deserve.
Great food is just a short drive to Heinie's BBQ in Lawrenceburg. Mouth-watering is just one way to describe the amazing flavors of the best piece of Hinie in town. When you dig into a plate of pulled pork, hand-chopped brisket, chicken, wood-fire oven pizzas, and the menu goes on. Wash it all down with a swig of Hinie Shine lemonade and then make your way over to the gift shop full of Hinie sauces, snacks, and more. Heinie's BBQ, Highway 43 North in Lawrenceburg.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the xSports Network.
All right, welcome here back to xSports Live, brought to you by Heinie's BBQ. Guys, the music here, we got some breaking news. The reason why Clint Brazier can't be with us right now is because he is in the bathroom in a lot of trouble, if you know what I mean. So that's why he had to get his rant out and pretty much sprint. So what a great way to start our rant segment. He really did have somewhere to be, if you know what I mean.
He was in a hurry.
So he was in a big hurry.
He said I had some take-home food to take home.
Yeah, some take-home food to take home.
Yeah, he's going out the door.
Oh my God.
See you, Clint.
See you, Clint. See ya.
He just broke news.
I just did a breaking news that, you know. All right, Dusty, why don't you start us off?
So here we go.
Take the hat off.
We have got to do something with all these unsportsmanlike conducts in college football. It's nonsense.
Right.
I'm very disappointed in some of these players, some of these programs, some of these coaches. That are letting this go on. I don't want to, and I know I'm an Alabama fan, so I'm not just harping on Tennessee, but the end of the game, Tennessee-Florida game, that's uncalled for. That quarterback, there's 9 seconds to go in the game. He's just trying to run the clock out because it was 4th down.
Right.
And the dude took his head off.
Right.
Uncalled for.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, that's not in sports. We all played them.
Yeah.
You know, you want to win and you want to do it at 100%, but you don't want to hurt anybody.
Right. Right.
The Colorado game with Hunter.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
He should be he should not be able to play football.
Yeah.
And I know people talk about, well, that's how they done it back in the late. That was back then.
Yeah.
But they still didn't do it like that.
Right.
It's uncalled for, and all it's doing, it is showing the kids in these high schools and these middle schools that look up to these guys.
Right.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, we can act that way.
I can get a 15-yarder. I can knock this dude's head off. Yeah. No, you can't.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think it's piss poor coaching on a lot of these teams and these programs for letting that happen. And now, it's not to say that Happel may not discipline that guy on his own, but I mean, I want to see it. Like I want to see a conference. I want to see a news conference. He's been suspended 5 games, or something like that. He's been, I can't find him or however you find the school.
Right.
But it's that bothers me.
Yeah.
I'm as competitive as anybody, and I want to win. Right. I always said I never was a Peyton Manning fan, but I didn't mind him getting sacked, but I never wanted to get his head knocked off in the NFL or college.
Well, but also, like, you look at, Tennessee was going to lose that game, but still, and this is where I think, I am a Tennessee fan, but like I said, that's uncalled for, and I believe that if you're going to lose, I understand that competitive nature. If you're going to lose, you lose in respect. You don't lose just because,
I had a guy tell me today,
well,
that was just a heated game and blah, blah.
No.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care how heated it is.
It's the etiquette of sport.
Yes, you took the sport out of it.
Right.
He was trying to hurt that quarterback in the story.
Yep.
And it's like at Colorado, Hunter's out for at least 3 games.
Yeah, 3 weeks of a lacerated liver.
Yes.
Yeah.
Over just a dirty hit.
Right.
He should have been thrown out the game.
Yes, he should have.
He should have been thrown out.
I don't know, guys. We're missing a point somewhere.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen it that much in the NFL this year. I think the NFL's been fairly clean.
They find them.
They find them. I know we've seen some players get hurt. I mean, I feel bad for Nick Chubb. That was.
Yeah, that wasn't dirty.
No, it wasn't dirty.
It was football.
That was just a football play. It just ended up being a nasty play.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's kind of where I'm at. And I want to say one more thing for all these people that jumped on this Deion Sanders wagon. Deion's going to have to tone it down a little bit. I understand that that's his demeanor. He was like that at Florida State. But these boys that he's got on the field, that They're not Deion Sanders.
Well, they might get humbled.
They may get humbled this weekend.
Big time.
They might get
punched in the
humbled.
mouth.
I mean, but this is kind of like, I know, kind of jumping off a little bit, but it's kind of giving me a Memphis Grizzly vibe. You know what I mean?
Yes. No, I'm with you. No, I'm with you. I said it today. That's a good point.
They think they've arrived.
They've done something
Yes.
when they've only won 3 games. They have not played real competition. I mean, you played, Colorado State.
And
you played TCU.
you've had to go in
TCU
overtime
was-
against Colorado State.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm actually going to address. I will let Hagen close out the rants, but I'm going to address the unsportsmanlike conduct in the stands. And mine, if you guys didn't know, that there was a fight in Foxborough this past weekend where 52-year-old father of 2 was killed by some. They got in the.
Oh my gosh.
We got Sweet Caroline going on here.
Uh-oh.
Anyways, not going to get into that unsportsmanlike conduct, but we had a 52-year-old. Oh, I can't get through it now. ESP. All right, we had a 52. No, I got to be serious now. 52-year-old man who was a Patriots fan got in an argument with the Miami Dolphins fan. They got in a fight, and it eventually led to him having cardiac arrest, and he died. 52-year-old man. He's a father of 2, and I've seen a lot of videos over the last few years. There's like literal compilations of them on YouTube. There's an account I follow, like baseball fights, when actually it's mainly fans fighting in stands.
Yep.
And same at football games. I think that if you're going to a football game and you're going to act like an idiot, you're going to pay all that money and ruin someone else's time that is paying a lot of money, then stay home. I'm also at the point, I think, if you've had charges, like you've had violent assaults and you've done stuff in your past, because it's mainly the same people that end up doing this at their own games.
1, 2, ready, sing. Happy, happy birthday, everyone. To you. Happy, happy birthday from the Hinie School. Yeah, you got ambushed.
I got ambushed. My birthday's tomorrow. I'm good.
You wouldn't be here tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
He got so ran.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, got me.
Well,
so I got a question though for you on your rant, and I brought this up to a guy.
Yeah.
Do we take the liquid courage?
Look at him.
Do we take the liquid courage out of football stadium, out of sporting events, or do you cut it off?
I mean, it makes a lot of money for schools and for these stadiums.
But you see what I'm saying, though?
Yeah.
I worked with a guy who's a Tennessee fan, and he's never been to the Swamp.
Yeah.
Him and his wife took a trip. They're trying to go see a stadium every year, and they went to the Swamp Saturday.
Yeah.
And he actually got into it with a Florida fan.
Yeah.
He said nothing come of it. He just told the guy, "Hey, man, you're acting really immature. It's time to stop."
Yeah.
And I think the security ended up coming or whatever.
I think it's more of like an NFL problem. You don't see it. You don't
see it in college.
I've seen them at the college, but I think it's more of an NFL problem where there's a certain subset of fans that loves to go and cause trouble. They do it at tailgates. They do it.
Yes.
I mean, they're looking for stuff.
They're just looking for trouble.
They're looking for that person in the opposite colored jersey to cause trouble. That's why I think that they should start doing background. Like if
you purchase a ticket,
you purchase a ticket. We find the background check that you've had all these violent assaults.
You're
go
gone.
home.
Yep, you go. Yeah.
Go home. Or they scan your ticket and find out you're one of them and embarrass you in front of everyone for being an idiot. I'm all for that too.
Or I'm all about, I'm the country boy here in the group too, but what if they come and want to pick on the wrong person and it happens to them?
Yeah.
That would stop a lot of it.
Yeah. It's been a problem. I knew it was going to happen at some point like that. And there's certain fan bases that are worse than others. I didn't think Miami was that bad because let's just be real. When Miami's not good, nobody cares.
Nobody
cares. But it
cares.
Foxborough. But there's certain fan base, and I'll call it my own. 49er fans can sometimes be the worst.
Well, they all can. I think all fans. But you're right. They got it. Something's got to be done.
Yeah, something. I mean, I'm not taking my kid. I mean, I saw that at a Titans game. This guy was yelling at me and yelling at everyone in red when the 49ers played there on my birthday about how bad Jimmy Garoppolo is. And my only response is, you have Ryan Tannehill. You have nothing to talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
So sit down, shut up, You know, we went as far as Tennessee did that year.
Yeah, what them people don't, they're being idiots.
Yeah.
And they're just taking the fun out of it.
Yeah.
You know, because I've always said, like, it's a family event. You know, most people
I think the teams need to take control of this.
Yes.
I think police departments need to take
Security.
control of this. The NFL security. I think
facilities.
If they make an example of somebody,
yeah,
then that next person be like, probably better not do that.
Oh yeah, I saw what happened to that guy. I don't want to be like him.
No,
I think
great.
it should ruin their lives. If you act like that at a game and ruin someone else's good
Getting
time, I think
embarrassed
it
on
should
national
ruin their
TV.
lives.
Yes.
In my opinion. I think a lot of people who commit crimes need their lives ruined because you ruined someone else's
Absolutely.
life. So yours should be ruined.
Yep.
But that's another rant for another day. Hayden, what you got?
All right, you went from college, NFL.
You're going to high
I'll
school.
go to high school. So this was the other night. Of course, it was the Lawrence County Columbia Central game, and it was 31-0. Everybody just, as soon as the game was over, everybody left. Remember, Dusty?
Oh yeah, I know exactly this.
So we're all leaving the booth, and we get down to the bottom, and I'm like, all right, guys, I'll see y'all whenever I can, maybe next week or just whenever. Well, Dusty, I look up in the stands. Did you see all that trash? Did you see all that trash behind the stands, under the bleachers?
It's unreal.
That's terrible.
It's like it was a garbage can, just a
It
big
looked
open garbage can.
terrible. And my first thing was, who's going to clean this up? I know somebody's going to clean it up, but I'm just thinking, like,
Some
what
poor
sense?
soul is having to clean this up. And didn't make that mess.
Exactly. Some person is going to have to clean up all this stuff, and that's the thing. I'm sorry, I get it. Lawrence County lost 31-0. I get that. You're upset that your team lost, but dang it, if they tell you, whenever it's Russ that does, please pick up your trash, take that literal, because most of those fans that went there went to Lawrence County High School. Most of those kids go to Lawrence County High School. That's not your property. That's where you went to high school, and that's, even though that's your school, treat it like it's your school.
And it's not just the student section.
It's not just, it's parents and it's fans and all that
It's
stuff.
from one side to the other.
It's everybody. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's my rant. Clean up your trash. Like, that was just pathetic. I'm sorry. Anybody that left trash there, next time whenever Russ puts that on, please pick up your trash. It's not hard to go grab a water bottle and throw in the trash can. That's all I got to say.
Well, my thunder was already kind of stolen.
Well,
The big fella, he gets a cake. He's turning what?
43.
43.
Tomorrow. He's getting not one, but 2 desserts
Man.
To take home.
for being old.
I feel like a celebrity.
I know. Well, you were a celebrity coming up the stands, kissing babies, shaking hands. Vote for me,
This
all
guy
that
right
on
here.
Friday. Yeah, peace.
Yeah. How y'all doing?
Yeah. Wearing his red and blue, red, white, and blue, have the American flag.
And he talks about how he's the redheaded stepchild, but we're showing his love now.
No, man, thank y'all, really, man. I guess we need to end the show on a good note. I would like to say, and I told Ben this Saturday, and I'll tell it now that Kevin's sitting here, and y'all too, we need to be, for me, I'm thankful for this. This is awesome. But for everybody at home that watches us, week in and week out, especially on this show, I know some people just tune in for this because, they may not like high school football or they may not like high school basketball, but just know that we do this for y'all and that we take pride in what we do. We have fun with it. We do speak our piece a lot. We give our opinion, and sometimes it's not wanted, but it is our opinion. But for me and like Hayden, thanks to Kevin and Ben for letting us be a part of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. One more announcement to make coming up Saturday: the Area 14 volleyball middle school volleyball tournament.
Friday.
It's Friday also. So it's Friday and Saturday, Kevin. Friday and Saturday. It's at South Lawrence Middle School. We'll be carrying all the games on Saturday, right, Kevin? We'll have all the games on the xSports network. So be sure to check that out. Got a lot of local teams involved, so it will be Friday and Saturday. So that will do it for xSports tonight. So for Hayden Burks, for Clint Brazier, who helped orchestrate
everything,
one of the birthday surprises, and orchestrated a mess in the bathroom. For the birthday boy, Dusty Kaiser, and for producer extraordinaire Kevin Wright, I'm AJ Good. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you guys once again next week.
going the distance with local sports. This is the xSports Network.